Hey everyone, it's Tim here. I'm back with another tips and tricks video for your painting adventures. Today what we're going to do is do a tonal wash over a painting to warm it up. I'm using an acrylic painting today, so this method would be specific to acrylics. You could do something similar with oils, but you'd use a different medium. I'll do another video on oils, so stay tuned for that. For now, just make sure you're using acrylic paint if you're doing this. So what we're going to do, I've got this painting here I've been working on. I want to warm it up a little bit. I like the tonal feel, but it's a little bit cool and washed out. So I want to bring some richness to it. There's one really easy trick to do that, and then you add in some final touches at the end. So what we do is just a wash, and you pick a color. For me, I like burnt sienna to work with these colors. I'm going to do a quick wash with some water and burnt sienna over this entire painting. It'll change the feel of it a little bit, and then I can finish off the painting with some highlights. So I'll show you the trick here. We'll zoom in and check it out. Okay, so for this step I'm going to be using a large 2-inch brush and a little bit of water, and I have, for my colors, I've got burnt sienna. So I'm basically going to take burnt sienna and paint over the entire thing. The key here is to keep it really thin, and you got to move the brush around relatively quickly. So what we're going to do is grab, with some moisture in the bristles, just a little bit of burnt sienna, and I'm going to take a little more water and really kind of get that thinned out, because what I want is this to be transparent. So I'm going to really load the brush up. So just a little bit of burnt sienna. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right at the bottom here. I'm going to brush side to side, up and down. I should have secured my canvas a little better. I just wanted to make sure I could get the bottom. But we're going to brush up and down. And what's going to happen here is we're going to warm everything up. It will darken the painting. So we will add in some other highlights and things like that a little bit later on. But what we're doing is getting a nice warm feel. Once I've got that on there, I've got a nice thin layer. A little spot there too. I want to move quickly. So I'm going to prop this up. I'm going to wipe my brush off so it's a little bit drier. And what I'm going to do is just keep going side to side. And up and down. So I'll do one whole round of that, side to side, up and down. Then I'll wipe my brush off on a rag. I've got a little rag down here that I use, just wiping that off. So each time the brush is a little bit drier. And this should dry relatively quickly. But what I'm trying to do is get it nice and even across everything. So a little spot here, I want to make sure I get in there. Anytime there's a spot where you feel like you didn't get the burnt sienna on there, what you can do is just put a little more pressure on the brush and kind of scrub it in. Alright, so already much warmer tones than what we had. So it's really cool. You can paint out kind of a painting in a tonal palette and then warm it right up with another color. Alright, so just one wash of color, a little burnt sienna warmed up the painting quite a bit, and it really kind of changes the feel. With this, you can kind of go back in and add as many bright highlights as you want. I like to keep it a little bit darker, but that's up to you. So, you can take a painting that may be a little bit washed out, do a wash of color, and then bring it out with highlights and things like that. So it's a cool technique that can change the entirety of your painting. If you have any questions, you can email me at tim@timgagne.com. Make sure you check out my website, timgagne.com, for online painting lessons and in-person workshops. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And thanks again for watching. I'll see you again soon with another tips and tricks video.